Right, this is Robert Nerney.
And Jason Pacheco.
And we're your hosts of Road to Real Estate, a podcast about real estate, small business, and the independent spirit.
So today we have a guest who's the GOAT in real estate, aka the Michael Jordan in real estate, selling over 6,000 homes in his career, #1 real estate producer nationwide 2019-2020. By selling 500 plus units each of those years, he remains within the top 10 of agents nationwide by Wall Street Journal and Real Trends. He's the owner of Century 21 across New England, Red Balloon Capital, Big Chicken, Limitless Title, Real Estate Investment Company, Tiny Homes, Marijuana Company, Mushroom Company, and he's even the author of a best-selling book. Ladies and gentlemen, our broker, Kyle SEYBOTH.
Thank you.
How was that introduction? One of the best ones you got?
That was all right. I mean, pretty good. I'll give you an A for that. It was good. Very solid. And again, obviously, I appreciate being on. You guys do an excellent job with what you do every day, going out there helping the consumer buy and sell real estate. So, you know, the beauty of kind of what you mentioned is the transformation of myself from a real estate agent into a somewhat successful business person, looking to kind of continue to get better every single day and grow and learn. And it's been a massive learning curve over the last 2 to 3 years. But I think it shows a testament to how great, you know, we are as a brokerage to build people up. And I see it just with, you know, the spirit of what you guys do on a day in and day out basis. So I appreciate being here. And thank you for that introduction.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, very good. So, Kyle, I know you went to St. Ray's, right?
I did.
Okay, I taught that first year when you were a freshman. What did you do after you graduated from St. Ray's?
So I went to Saints. After that, I played basketball there. After going to Saints, I went to a small school, liberal arts school in Mass, in Chicopee called Elms College. I went there and I played there for 4 years.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I played 4 years there. I scored over 1,000 points.
Wow, Division III?
Division III.
And you were the point guard?
I was shooting guard.
Oh.
We made the NCAA tournament my final year. We were like 25-2 or something crazy. So we were pretty good. We started out. It's interesting. We started out. We were the worst team in Division III when I got there. Absolute worst. We were horrendous. A complete joke. And making the NCAA tournament in 4 years was really a big kind of feat for the school. Never happened before. So went on there and kind of just took off from there.
So what did you major in college?
Nothing. I didn't pay attention to anything, nor did I really. I just played basketball, went to the gym, and that's what I did. But I majored in accounting. What did I learn? Unfortunately, I didn't pay enough attention to learn a heck of a lot, but I learned life skills. I learned valuable life skills, and I think what I learned from being around college atmosphere as far as athletics is just a very high intense, high focused drive around one specific thing. And I think that translates nicely into what I do now and has translated nicely over the last 15, 20 years.
All right, awesome. Now, after graduation, what did you do?
So after graduation, I worked in Boston. I took a job out of college as a fund accountant, a mutual fund accountant, which was no different than a trained monkey. So I was really good at that. You know, you could tell me what to do, and I did it. And I say that facetiously, but what I did really was I didn't know what I did. I went to work every day and just kind of went in and did my thing and couldn't wait to go home and took the train and went in and out. Worked there for very, very minimal amount of money. I think it was like $15 an hour. And by the time I paid for the train and for lunch, I lost money every day. So at the end of the day, I really did start from the ground up. I worked in Boston from 2005 until probably 2016. And unfortunately, my thought during that process was I would never get out. And I would live this life that was just not fulfilling. And I'd be stuck in this situation where every single day, all I could think about was, how do I get to the weekend because I can't stand going to work every day? And I think that part was not only very frustrating, but very depressing. And it felt like there was no way out. It honestly felt like, you know, I saw my parents own a small business, and I was like, I wish I could do that, but I don't. We're not really good at anything anymore.
What did they own?
A landscaping company.
Okay.
And he built it from the ground up and did an excellent job. And
What's going on, everyone? So when I'm not podcasting, I'm in real estate, right? I'm a full-time real estate agent, and it's so important to have a great home inspector that I can use and refer to my clients. I got House Doctor in Rhode Island. They can travel almost anywhere in New England. It's housedoctorri.com. You can find them on Instagram at Doctor Home Inspection. Follow them, like them. If you have anyone interested in a home inspection, those are the guys. Mike at House Doctor. Back to the show.
You felt that though? You felt like, oh, I'm going nowhere. You felt
Nah,
that?
I felt like I was going nowhere.
Okay, you
I
felt
felt
that.
like I had nothing.
Okay.
I felt like I'm going nowhere. I'm going to just keep playing this game of going to work a 9 to 5, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a 9 to 5, but I think for me, with my mentality and my background, it just didn't fit inherently what I was looking for.
So at what juncture did you say, okay, I'm going to try real estate?
2011, 6 years out of college, I decided to get my real estate license. And how I got the license was I actually couldn't afford the $250 a month from RE/MAX. So I couldn't join RE/MAX. So one of my agents, when I bought my first house, she was with RE/MAX. Her brother owned it, and still to this day I speak to them. And she was like, come aboard, I think you'd be good at this. And I was like, I'd love to try it, but I don't have it in the budget. I can't pay $250 a month. Like, I don't have it. They started Keller Williams like 2 years later, and Keller Williams was $100 a month. And I was like, maybe, let me try it. So I failed the test a few times. Not that I wasn't intelligent, just because I didn't try. Took the test and finally passed, joined Keller Williams, and did 7 deals my first year.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, so I know like you worked that full-time job, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you sold like 190 homes while having a full-time job.
181. 2016 was my last year. 181 houses full-time. Working at Washington Trust. Kudos to Washington Trust allowing me to take good lunch breaks and breakfast breaks and every break in between. However, I worked from 5:01 to midnight, and from midnight to 6 in the morning, and I showed houses weekends, nights, every possible minute of every day. I was doing something. I was committed to getting out of that lifestyle.
Right, and I guess so. Early in that time, right? You're working full time. You might have 4 hours during the week to be belly to belly with someone, because real estate's contact. So what were you doing on your phone or computer to try and prospect while you're working full time? Because you must have had a lot of laptop time, but not a lot of in-person availability during the week.
So you took one of my big lines, and real estate's a contact sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think, and that's true. What I would do was not waste a second. And what I mean by that is during the day, I'm prospecting as much as I can with text messages at the time, database stuff, emails, off-market deals. I really, earned my stripes with off-market stuff. I think it's, one part of the overall market that's important that we understand and we facilitate correctly. And what I did was from 5:01 till 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever, I was with someone. I was in front of someone. I was either showing a house or I was meeting a buyer or meeting a seller, or on the phone. There was no wasted time. It was not any sort of wasted time at all.
And where did you get your first 5 deals from? What was the source of it?
Super close friends and family.
Yeah.
I'm talking very, very, very small knit group of friends and family.
Yeah. Isn't there a story I might have heard that one of your best friends cut you off, maybe?
Yeah, man. Still to this day, they actually used me to sell their most recent house.
What's going on, everyone? So you already know, right? If I'm not podcasting, I'm in real estate, and I need someone to help my clients get a mortgage, get a house, right? And I got John Dolbec. He's crushing it. He's got a team called a Modern Team. So if you want to get pre-approved and buy your first home, reach out to John Dolbec and his team. Call or text. It's 401-321-4401. That's 401-321-4401. Back to the show.
But one of the biggest pieces of humble pie that I think I could have ever eaten was early on. Now, early on, the market was trash. So you're talking a big deal was like 300. That was wow, $300,000 house. For me, was huge. They were looking in the 600 range, and I was like, whoa, this is. I already calculated the commission. I was ready to go. That was 4 months of pay. And so we started, best friend. One of my best friends was in his wedding. He was in mine. And what happened was we got to a point we started showing houses, and, he was like, look, I got to take you out to dinner. I'm like, all right, what are we going to dinner for? What's up? He was like, my wife and I talked, and we just don't think this is for you. You're not good enough at this for us right now. We need someone who's better. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Say that again. Please repeat that, por
Yeah.
favor. And they were like, yeah, that we're going to go a different route. We don't feel like, real estate's not really for you. It's for, this other person who I think we're going to go with. And, hopefully we wish you the best. So it stuck with me and never went away. We just sold their house recently. We got them a really good number. And I still have a good relationship with them. And I appreciate them for giving me that piece of humble pie.
And motivation. Flame.
100% motivation.
Yeah.
Flame, fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking fire.
Yeah.
Like that. You actually know him. He went to Saints.
Who's that?
Saz kid.
Who?
TJ.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's who it was.
Wow.
Yeah. TJ and I still talk every day.
Yeah.
But I will never forget it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And again, that motivation and that fire really helped kind of turn me into what some would say is somewhat of a monster in that perspective.
Yeah. Now, like the first 3 years of your career, what was your number one lead source? Early on. Zillow.
I was reinvesting as much as I possibly could in Zillow. I was definitely making sure that I took the dollars, because the beauty of how I started was I still had a full-time job to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the job to pay the bills. This was complementary to that, so it allowed me to reinvest into Zillow.
Mm-hmm.
And Zillow at the time was very undersaturated. There weren't a lot of people that were involved in it, so it actually worked out really well.
Yeah.
Okay, Cal, during those first few years, what would you say was your biggest challenge, or some of your biggest challenges?
I mean, I'm going to be fully transparent. My biggest challenge resulted in a divorce. I mean, the reality is the biggest challenge was time. And what happened was I have an obsessive mentality, I guess you would say, or compulsion or something. But when I want something bad enough, I will do anything possible to get it. And what I did was I wanted to be the #1 agent in the country.
Oh, that was your goal.
That was my goal.
And when did you start thinking of that? As a goal?
That goal came into play when I was at Keller Williams, and they had a regional scoreboard where you could see how much business you did compared to everyone else in the region. And once I hit the scoreboard, and that's how I look at things, once I hit that scoreboard as like top 5 in the region in like a certain month, I knew they kept scoring. I said, it's on. It's on. Like, I'm ready for #1. And then once I tasted it, I wouldn't let it go. So, fortunately and unfortunately, the fortunate part is we both have 2 great kids. We get along fine. There's no animosity. There's no issues. We co-parent well. Unfortunately, it happened what happened. And here we are. I have a great partner now. She got a great partner. So everybody's working out well. And things happen. And you're a different person then than you are today. So, I couldn't be more happy with kind of how everything turned out. And, as long as my kids are good and they're healthy and happy, we're good.
Yeah, I know a lot of people probably say, Kyle, I want to be like you, but they don't understand the sacrifice they have to make like that.
Yeah, I say to them, and I've said this a million times, be careful not only what you wish for, but who you wish to be, and don't throw stones until you understand kind of like what that encompasses.
Right.
Because it certainly encompasses a massive amount of focus, a large amount of intensity, and a huge amount of sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. And you've got to be willing to sacrifice nights, weekends, days, birthdays, holidays. I'm talking when I was humming and did 500 something deals, I was on it. I mean, I'm talking 2 in the morning. I'm working. Like, there was nothing stopping me. But again, I had a goal, and I wasn't going to let anything stand in my way.
Is it a matter of setting the alarm to wake up at that time, or your mind couldn't sleep?
Couldn't sleep, man. I was on fire. Like, couldn't sleep. Now, I would say the interesting part now is, and I can't get too deep into it, but there was something recently that happened that really is not true in any capacity. However, I need to battle through it. And the amount of sheer focus and determination that is put back into me, that I'm like, I feel invigorated again.
It's like your friend. It's like
It's just like that. So it like gave me this another level of fire that I kind of lost over the last few years, because I got a little complacent, and I was a little, I felt like things were fine, and this fire came back. And to be fully transparent, I haven't had a drink of alcohol since July. I haven't been this focused. I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm hitting the gym 7 days a week. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm 42 years old. So at the end of the day, those 2 things usually don't coincide. Usually you're going the other way. Like, you're not in tip-top shape. You're not feeling really good. My head's never been clearer, and I can't wait to just see what's to come in the future. And just battle through everything and keep going forward.
That's interesting. Okay, Kyle, you're an author. Okay,
I'm an author.
You're an author.
I barely can read, but I'm an author.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm a former English teacher, so
Oh, Jesus.
so it's interesting. So can you tell us about your book and
So the book that I wrote, basically the whole thesis behind it is, the goal is, in my opinion, and if you're familiar with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they share this sort of mentality that is kind of unparalleled to anyone else that I've ever, besides Brady, that I've come across. And it's this Mamba mentality, which basically means, in my opinion, that you are going to be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday, and better tomorrow than today. And every single day you got to look at it and say, what can I do better to help me grow to a different level? And I think that's that mentality that I've tried to take, and that I continue to take. And I might have lost it a little bit there the last, like, outside of this last 6 months, maybe 2 or 3 years. I think we all go through ups and downs and goods and bads and eras of complacency, and I think I might have got into that. But right now, man, I'm back. I'm back.
so what's the
Book
title?
part 2.
What's
Exactly. I'm back.
What's the title of your book?
It's a good question.
I got it for you.
What is it?
Something about visions of yourself, I think.
The best version of
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I knew it was the best version. Be the best version of yourself. Yeah,
Excellent.
be the best version of yourself. And it kind of goes off that same premise of being better today than yesterday. Here's the other thing, like, life is not binary, right? And what I mean by that is, I don't need to win for him to lose, and he doesn't need to lose for me to win. And I think if you go into life and you go into whatever sort of business you're in and you say, look, there's going to be competition. There's going to be people that will compete and do better or worse than me. But my only focus is on me. And how can I be better? And how can I wake up every day knowing I did the best? And I can tell you right now, like, I'm in that spot. And I think that's a very interesting spot to be in, because it's actually a really rewarding and inner peaceful spot to be.
And that's all you can really control. I mean,
That's
to look
it.
outside of yourself and to compare yourself is really it's a waste.
It's irrelevant. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of space. It's a waste of time. And a lot of people hate me and hate on me and don't like me. And I read all the comments and everything that's been going on. I've read every comment and this, that, and the other thing. Number one, you don't know me. Number two, if you say I'm mean, the only reason I was mean to you is because you probably did something stupid or dumb, and you didn't, like, you tried to argue with me. Like, I'm not going to back down. So if you think I'm mean, well, if you come at me, I will come at you harder, and you will not win. But if you're normal, we can get along great, and we can work out very well together, and we can make everything happen great. But that's what happens, and I think at the end of the day, I don't focus on anyone else. I just focus on me.
Yeah, I got into it's beside the point, but I got into some Facebook beef the other day, trying to support you a little.
Really?
Yeah.
on
Someone commented something. I'm like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Mind your own business.
Yeah, and
It is what it is.
I think at the end of the day, everyone is entitled to their opinion. And I totally respect that and appreciate that. And you don't have to like me. You don't have to like Jason. You have to like yourself. But at the end of the day, like, what does that do? Who's that benefiting? Who is you hating on me? How does that benefit any one of us? That doesn't help anyone.
No, it doesn't.
So at the end of the day, like, let's just wish for everybody to win.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Like, I don't care if you win or lose, but I want you to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's on you if you win, but hey, I'm
Right.
rooting for you, bro. I'm rooting for everybody.
Yeah.
Right,
Even
right.
if you don't like me, I don't care.
So I guess another question is, doing 500 deals, all the clients, your client book must be crazy. So how are you maintaining that customer service still?
Massive focus, systems, and processes. My systems and process at this point are on point.
Yep.
Like, we are, like, so on point. I've got the right staff in place. I've got a very good management team. I've got great administrative assistants. And to kind of, you talked about in the beginning, we run a brokerage with 250 agents. We run my business, which does anywhere from 250 to 500 deals depending on the year. We run a business that does buy and hold, buy and flip, buy and development properties, probably anywhere from 50 to 100 a year. We run a tiny homes franchise in which we will be the franchisor and most likely sell 100 franchises next year. We run a cannabis dispensary in Massachusetts, which we are 50% owners in. And we run them all to the best of our ability, and we keep them all very, very nicely organized. And I'm proud of my people, I'm proud of my staff, I'm proud of the management team, I'm proud of everybody involved, my partners, because I think without them it doesn't happen. And I think that's part of where the hate comes from. Right. If you want me to be honest, like, there's things that we're doing that many people wish they could and haven't, and that's okay. Instead of hating, maybe reach out and say, how could I? What steps could I take? How do I get there? So at the end of the day, I think that it's a lot of process, a lot of system, and just great people.
Right.
I'm going to jump into a question here. So like sometimes I have 5-6 deals going on. There's one super stressful one, and it consumes me for part of the day. So how do you turn off and do other things, go to bed at night, and like not let it affect you emotionally?
I think the acronym I live by and will continue to live by, and I think if I say this to you, you'll never forget it, is KIM. And do you know what KIM means?
No.
Keep it moving. And I think if you live by that acronym and you keep it moving, what I mean by that is there's a problem, you solve it and you move on. There's a problem, you solve it and you move on. And if you continue to solve problems and move on and solve and move on and solve and move on, you'll never get inundated or you'll never get consumed with one thing. Mm-hmm. And I think as you're a younger gentleman, as you grow, you will start to take that mantra and start to put that into your business. And I think there's very few people in our business that has the ability to kind of warrant 10 deals at a time, 20 deals at a time, and I think you certainly are someone that can. It's just going to take you time to remember. I'm 42. I don't know how old you are, but I've got a lot of years on you, right? So I've got a lot of mistakes. I've got a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, a lot of systems and processes that have been good and bad. It just takes time, man, and you've got to love the journey and the process.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a little philosophical question. So what 3 essential lessons have you learned from your business experiences, not about business, but about life?
What 3 essential lessons
have you learned from all of your experiences about life? So something that's universal that can apply to all of us.
I would say one of the biggest things I've learned is don't fall victim to work smarter, not harder, when you've never worked harder. And I think that's one of the biggest misnomers that people feel is they want to work hard, want to work smarter, but they've never actually put the work and the time and the effort in. Whereas you want to go the other way. You need to put that. You need to be the janitor. You need to be the bookkeeper. You need to be every role before you can figure out how to work smarter. And the second thing is, the universe is a serious thing. And I believe that what you put out, you get back. And even more important to that, I believe that you will get compensated for the work and time and effort and energy you put in if you do things the right way. And that, to me, is a function of kind of what helped me get successful. The universe understands and sees the effort and the time and the energy, and it rewards that. And that happens. You just got to be patient.
And that must go back to basketball too. So if you scored 1,000 points in college, you must have put a lot of shots in.
I practiced every single day. Didn't matter what day it was. Didn't matter how I felt. And I would say probably since I was 16 years old until 22 years old. I'm talking every day. Right. Took 300-400 shots a day every single day. Every single day. Every day.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up, Kyle, but I got a question. So what are your 2025 goals for next year?
So my 2025 goals are to, I would say on a professional level, to remain a top 10 selling agent in the country, which I have the last 4 years. But more importantly, to get these 4 or 5 businesses that we have running to be very, very successful from a standpoint of operationally successful, fundamentally successful, helping the consumer in a successful manner, and building and growing and giving my people an opportunity that they never would have had in their life. And what I mean by that is giving them a chance to grow and run these businesses that, they couldn't have done on their own, but yet they were able to be part of a team that just continues to be better and better.
Cool. What's your 5-year goal? 5-year goal?
5-year goal is to do what I want, when I want, with who I want, for as long as I want. That is my 5-year goal. Yeah. And that's ultimately where I'm at right now. That's the goal.
All right, and you're dropped into a location, Kyle, with just a cell phone and laptop and a roof over your head. How do you sell 100 homes again?
How do I sell 100 homes? Very easy.
So no sphere of influence.
No sphere of influence. I join every sport, book club, any sort of club in the area the first day I get there. I go and join every YMCA, every possible thing I could possibly join. I join a local BNI. I knock on every single door. I find a real estate brokerage that does the most transactions in the area. I don't join a team, but I figure out how to cover open houses, and I just hammer the phones, cover open houses, go to all the localized auctions to meet all the players, and just go. Mm-hmm. I could get there no problem.
Take me with you.
I could get there no problem.
That's awesome. Okay, I want to ask this though. So I know you work long days, and what's the most satisfying part of the day for you?
I would say the most satisfying part of the day is either the time I have when I can unplug for that hour or 2 hours with people I want to be around, or the wins that happen throughout the day. I would say the two different, one's on a personal level, one's on a professional. And I think those wins add up, and I think that personal time is important. Because if you don't have that, then what's the point? Right. If you don't have that personal time that like you have something to look forward to, what is the point?
Yeah. And so what are some exciting things at Sector 21 people should look out for next year?
So I'm excited because next year what we're going to roll out, we're going to do a lot more, and I'm going to do a lot more of kind of coaching our agents up. So we're going to do a 4-week coaching program with me. We're going to do some more, not lunch and learns, but more, lead gen things that we can do with the office. We're going to continue to focus on helping people build their business. We're going to focus on some lead package stuff with each individual office, which I think is exciting. And we're just going to really, really hone in on our ability to work in an ethical manner and continue to focus on building people's businesses to the level they want and provide any and all support possible.
I did enjoy lunch with Kyle. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't eat though.
You just have the, what is it? You have the isogenic, those
bars.
You still eat those?
Yeah, the bars. The bars.
Okay. No, but I think we went 3 times. I did enjoy them. I thought they were.
Yeah, I mean, those are going to be good. I think we're going to keep doing that. We're going to do some top agent masterminds. We're going to do a summer outing, a spring outing. We're doing the cruise in January. I just think we are a brokerage that's cutting edge. And what I mean by that is we're paying attention to what's going on. We're not sleeping at the wheel. We continue to focus and keep moving forward.
Okay, excellent. So we have 3 concluding questions that we plan on asking all of our guests. Okay?
Go ahead.
So,
first of all, what guest number am I?
You're number 1, brother.
Oh, yeah. I love it. When's this gonna air? How long does it take?
I don't know. I edit all this, Kyle.
Oh, you
so
do?
Who knows?
Right. All right, so next year.
Yeah.
2026.
No, before that.
About 3 weeks.
No,
that's not bad.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 1 week.
All
All right, so first question.
Go.
Okay, best restaurant.
In Rhode Island.
From your perspective.
Man, I ate out 1 year, 365 days, so I know every restaurant in the state. Let's be clear with this. Best restaurant and the way I like the food the best, Spain to me.
Oh, I love Spain.
Spain's one of my favorites.
What about atmosphere?
Best atmosphere? Not here, but I'm going to give you the best atmosphere I've been to in Boston was the restaurant in the casino there. I think it's Prime or Pure. It's a nice restaurant. The one in the casino in Encore.
Yeah.
That's a cool atmosphere.
All right, we'll stick with Spain. All right, what about best cup of coffee?
I've never drank coffee in my life.
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry. All right. Okay, so it's a Saturday, no responsibilities. Okay, if the picture, I know it's
I've never done that before. Dude, I'm being honest.
All right, so hypothetically.
Yeah, I don't even know. Go ahead.
All right, it's a Saturday, you have no responsibilities. How do you spend your day?
Nah, I don't know what to do. I'm being dead serious. Like, I don't know what to do. I guess I would vacuum all day. I don't know. Like, I would find something to do Saturday with nothing to do at all.
So I guess what does your Christmas day look like?
Bored as hell. No. I would hang out with my kids and take them somewhere on a Saturday. Most likely that's what we would do.
And go to Spain.
And go to Spain.
Yeah.
All right, so
not the country.
No.
All right, cool, Kyle. So thanks for coming on, right? You do have a Christmas gift for you.
Oh,
all right.
What do we got here?
I heard a lot about what you like.
Oh, I love gum. Oh, yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. Thank you, sir. Oh, wow.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much for being our first guest.
Seriously, thanks for the class.